Let us take a moment to pause, to breathe in peace and breathe out love. Once again, breathe in peace and breathe out love. It didn't happen all at once, yet somehow we tend to notice it all at once. The winter has finally passed. The coat is left on the doorknob inside. Spring is in full bloom, and the colors and the vibrancy of the land dazzle us with delight. The dull, dead browns give way to green, lush life. Another season has cycled. Another chapter in the book of life turned. Yet spring is also the time of the most unpredictable weather patterns. One day balmy and warm, the next a cold wind from the north. The sun, hidden for days in cloudy drizzle and gloom, gives way to the colorful flowers raising their heads, paying their homage to the source of light and warmth. And the wind, always the wind that stirs the landscape, scattering its seeds and planting them wherever they may land. Just like the chapters of our own lives, some rain must fall. We hope and pray that it is a soft, soaking rain that will nurture our newly planted gardens and dry creek beds. But often there is too much, too soon, and what was at first celebrated now becomes a battle to hold at bay the flow. And the wind can scatter our thoughts and our hearts to the four corners of the earth, and the paths that were once our trusty guides to the next chapter washed away by the relentless rains of our tears. Life contains both times of good that we enjoy, maybe even take for granted, the many blessings of health and well-being for ourselves and our families, when suddenly a storm of catastrophic proportions renders our cocoon of safety useless. Struggling against the devastation of the rising current, we are pulled along, helpless against the flow. There is a danger in thinking and believing that we can handle all things, whatever comes our way. Nature teaches us something entirely different. She demonstrates that there will be times in life that we will feel powerless and overwhelmed. Rather than an arrogance of self-reliance, there is a humble recognition of the power of both inner and outer forces to awaken us to our vulnerability and depth. How does one survive the loss of a loved one, the raging forest fire that took home and community, and the devastation of the winds and sea that drive us to find whatever shelter we can? After all, are we not just pilgrims on the sea, walking into the unknown, seeking something that is already within us? Like the flowers, we must remain flexible and steady. Like the river that overflows its banks, we must return to the riverbed to guide and direct us, rather than scatter our valuable resources across the landscape. Yet on a rainy day, we sit in our sheltered harbor, safe and comfortable from the storm. Yet, ships safe within the harbor are not what they were built for. We too were built to travel, to seize the wind and the rain, and to make it our own.